Hello knitters, Faylin from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. Today I have what's off my needles and travel knitting. Stay tuned. Okay, first off my needles is I finished the Intarsia. The pillow's not done, but the top of the pillow's done. And so this is how it turned out. We had our class last week and it was fun. We had 10 people and everybody, it's a fun thing to do. So this is in the current Noro magazine, which we have plenty of here in the store. They have the pattern for this. They have a pattern for a cowl. And then when I get back, I'm doing a headband, the Quant headband. And right now I just started it off on this, which is like a cotton linen blend, and seeing how that's gonna happen. I have one already out of the Noro, so I want to do something a little bit different. And so yeah, so Entrelac it's really fun. So I sort of forgot how fun this was, because man, I think it was like in 2015 or something when this was big, and I haven't really done it since then. So that's that. This uses 3.5 skeins of the carry-on. And here's the trick. So here's your top. Now you can knit the back if you want, but go to like Home Goods or something, take your thing with you, put a back, find a pretty solid pillow that you like the color of for the back, and it fits right over it, and then you're just going to seam it, whip stitch it decoratively, but whip stitch it onto the pillow. And that way, if you need to, like, you're tired of that pillow, you can take this off. You can wash it if it happens to get, messed up. You can wash it, but don't put it in the dryer. Just hand wash it. This will felt, definitely felt. You could felt it if you wanted it smaller than this. You could felt it, and it would shrink down. So that would be cool. It would be pretty felted, actually. But that's the trick to the pillow, so you're not having to get forms and making sure. Just sew it on to the front of another pillow that the back, the color's a good color on the back. So so that is Entrelac. And now the pattern, this isn't hard. It's involved, but it's not hard. And if you just do exactly what the pattern says, like when it says turn, you turn, just turn your work around and go back the other direction, even though you're in the middle of something, and you just do exactly what it says, it works. And it's very well written in the pillow pattern. I haven't looked at the cowl pattern, but I'm sure it's fine too. But the pillow pattern is actually very well written, and so you could try it. Okay, knitting for your travels. So knitting and traveling is very linked together, because usually you have downtime, you have travel time, you have car time, you have plane time, you've got whatever. You have downtimes during your travels. Many of us, as we travel, we look for the yarn stores in the area, and we go visit yarn stores from all over the place and see what they have that I haven't maybe seen. Sometimes they'll have like a local dyer that has yarn in their store. We lost our dyer move, so we don't have one right now, but that happens a lot. And also just different areas are going to carry different yarns because their customers are different. And sometimes a lot of customers yarn stores are very different from ours. We have a very simple lines, rather quick knitting kind of projects that our customers like to do. So we don't have a lot of the fingering weights. You have stores that it's almost half of its fingering weight, and they not only do socks, but they do all these shawls that are all fingering weight and stuff like that, sweaters that are fingering weight. Someday I'm gonna get you guys onto at least sport weight, where it's like a 5 or 6. So yeah, so anyways, it's a lot of fun to do that. And many people, we get people in here all the time looking for, oh, you were the yarn store in the area, so we came in to see you. And that happens all the time here too. But now but other than that, when you're traveling, so this is a process, because you're going to be thinking, back in the day when I first started doing this, I would bring so many different things, because I'm like, well, what if I don't really want to work on, especially if it's a car trip, if I don't want to work on that, what if I done, I don't know, is that, and I would bring all these things. It was really funny. On a plane trip, and especially this trip I'm about to go on, I'm on a small carry-on, and a small backpack because of the restrictions in Europe. And so I don't have space. I mean, I fit. I'm so excited. I fit. Everything fits with a little room still. But my knitting had to be very compact. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to make this shawl, scarf that Christine just finished. And it's lovely. And this is the 100% cashmere that's up here, which, yeah, oh yeah. So it's up, it's right there. We only have a few skeins left. So this is 100% cashmere. It's the most scrumptious thing. This is a rib. This is a Knit 2 Purl 2 rib. You start with tinier needles and then this little hook thing. You do this last, but you start here. You start at the bottom here and you're on like, I think it's a 5. And then you go up to the 7 and then you do some increasing so that it gets a little bit wider still. And then you do the 7 all the way through. But the whole thing is either Knit 1 Purl 1 or Knit 2 Purl 2. The whole thing, that's it. So this is a great travel project and it squishes up, you know, it doesn't take up much room. The yarn doesn't take up much room. You need the 2 needles, perfect travel thing. And then the other thing I most always brings is a pair of socks because again, it's small. The yarn doesn't take up that much room. Of course, once the socks are done, they really don't take up any room. And it takes me a while to get through a pair of socks. So I know it'll last me and I won't get done and going, oh, now what am I going to do? Because that's always the fear. I can't imagine not having, now what am I going to do? Oh my God, I have to sit here and not knit. Like this is boring. So that's why you end up packing too many things. But when you got constraints like I did this time, you got to be very strategic about what you're getting. So that's what travel knitting's about, and it's a big deal. Sometimes people spend more time thinking about what they want to take on their trip to knit than they do actually packing themselves up with their clothes and all the other stuff that goes on. So it's sort of a big deal. And so I am now leaving. I am no longer going to be in the studio. My vacation is 3 weeks. So the next time I'll be here is in April 10th, which is a Wednesday, my next day here. April 10th at 10 to 12 is already filled up, but I have the class at 4 to 6 if you need to get in here. If you want to get into the, get going as I get back here, you're just going to call the store and Christine will sign you into a class. Yeah. So you're going to go through the store instead of through me. So don't be texting me or anything like that because that's not going to happen. And just call the store and she'll sign you up for the private or for the class or whatever. And then, and of course, I'll have new project classes when I come back. It'll be spring, and so we'll hopefully have a little bit of our spring kind of yarns in. And I'm really not sure what it is we're going to get in because Christine does all the buying. And so we'll start doing more spring kind of tops, like summer tops, that kind of thing. Market bags. We always do market bags is a good thing to do this time and stuff like that. So, okay, so also remember, Christine can fix your knitting. So just come into the store. You don't have to call her. Just come in between 12 and 4, Wednesday through Sunday. And you may have to wait a little bit because it might be busy or something, but she can fix your knitting. The only thing she can't fix is if it's something you and I have sort of created and we've changed the pattern drastically. She's not going to fix that because she's not sure unless it's just a drop stitch or something. But if you're like confused and it's like, you can try and see if she can, if it makes sense to her, but I don't, it may not, she may go, yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing. So, but other than that, anything you have is an issue, bring it in, get it fixed so you can keep knitting. Do not stop knitting for 3 weeks because you made a mistake. No. Worst case scenario, start something new. So I hope you knit. I hope to see lots of wonderful finished projects. Yeah, finished projects when I come back. Bring in your finished projects and then your ongoing projects and everything when I come back. And it should be a great 3 weeks for all of us. And I'll see you in the studio in about 3 weeks.